Hey y'all, welcome to You Film Podcast. We just were talking and we just decided to go ahead and record this real quick.
Yeah.
I feel like all like pastors, certainly the black ones and the white ones and the Spanish ones too. All pastors basically are all pimps.
Mm-hmm. No
They
doubt.
all dress like pimps. So think about it. Like talking about David Taylor, right? I'm gonna play a quick clip of him.
On November 29th, 2013, JMMI paid over $6,000 to Louis Vuitton.
Yes.
What would that be for?
Well, this is for clothes concerning my TV ministry as well.
Or you have to wear Louis Vuitton?
Oh, it don't matter what name it is. The point is clothing are allocated to us for ministry purposes as well.
What do you mean they're allocated to you?
You know, in a media ministry.
In a what?
Media ministry.
Yeah.
Okay, or on the road when I'm always traveling and using my clothes, I'm sweating through them. So I'm needing new clothes.
All right. So you see, when you're looking at this dude right here, this dude looks like a fucking pimp, right? Wayne, when you first saw him, you said, what? What's wrong with old boy?
Why do all pastors look goofy as fuck? Pretty much, that's it. Like, this dude has, if he doesn't look like they have half a head of hair, right? Then they look like they have like the Beijing, you know, the black stuff, and it just like melts all the way down to their scalp. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not just a little bit, because you know the Beijing is supposed to be used to like bring your line back to life if you're losing your hair. You know what I mean? Give you a little, you know, a little extra touch up. Yeah, you know.
Boom.
But nigga, when you roller paint that shit on your head, bruh, that shit looks ridiculous. It's like we can see the actual hair that you have. Like we can see that shit up under the melted shit that you put over it. What makes you think that that looks classy? What makes you think that that looks like you got money? Why do all pastors look goofy as hell, man? Why?
I'm just saying, I think it's just like, and y'all, like people that listen to the podcast and know me personally, or just, you know, from the cast, y'all know I'm religious. You know what I mean? I believe in Jesus Christ and all of that, but I also believe that per the Bible, you know what I'm saying, be careful about all of these sheeps, because a lot of them are going to be wolves in sheep's clothing. And that's a lot of the preachers and pastors out here. Mm. And I personally believe that most of these pastors, the reason why they dress so tacky and shit is because they dress like pimps. So think about a picture of a pimp, right? They think about a pimp. Yeah. If you look at a pimp, they got the fucked up colorful suits. They got the fucked up hair. They got the cornrow hair. And I'm talking about like waving roll hair, not cornrows, but like, you know, that wavy hair. They got the fucking silky smooth line up. They look crazy. Some of them wear makeup. They get their nails done. They be mad pointy and shit. You know what I mean? Like they got that coke nail. That's how all pastors be looking. They got that coke nail, so it's long nails, so they can sniff coke.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they take a bump, then they go out there and talk about Jesus. And when you think about it, think about this. They be asking for money without no hoes. So they really like pimping you and your spirituality.
We're the hoes.
So
man. Just $1,000. Dollars are pimp. Or $500. And dollars I heard just run. And say, I want to honor this man. I just want to honor him. You can do 1,000 or 500, which is equivalent to 5,000 Ghana cedis. It's verse 500 is equivalent to 2,500. You can do it. Just rush. Just come forward, and I want to pray with you, and I want to ask for the blessings of God for your life.
I think being a pastor is like, and I mean this respectfully, I feel like it's the easiest job to do, because not only do you get to pimp people and you give them their money, I also feel like it's one of those jobs where you count on people's laziness. And it's always like, if you want to create a business, it's one of those things. If you can count on people's laziness, you'll be a millionaire. Because it's laziness, because we're supposed to be reading the Bible ourselves, you know, because each story, except for like those stories that tell you exactly what it's about, a lot of the stories in the Bible can be let into your own interpretation. Wherever you're at in your life, it could be a different story for someone else. So if you go to church on Sunday, all you're doing is listening to that pastor's interpretation of that story that he got for himself. And he's telling you this is how you should think. This is how you should feel. Excuse me. But that's may not should be how you think and feel. You know, maybe that story's not for you, or maybe that story can be taken differently. But what you're doing is you're listening to somebody else's interpretation and you're putting it in your brain instead of taking it how you should. So they're counting on our laziness and not studying like how we're supposed to. And we just learn from them, and we just think the pastors are the end all be all. But in reality, niggas is pimps just like us, man.
Therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation. Of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed.
Okay. They macking us. We're macking, you know, men try to mack women. You know what I mean? Pastors, they macking the whole world, bro. And they're saying that it's God's way. And are they wrong, man? I don't know. Like,
yeah, they wrong because like what they call like the televangelists,
yeah,
and the evangelicals. Mm-hmm. Those are really like the big ones. And like, you know, in the South, we got like mega churches. You know what I'm saying? So you got All Scenes ass where he didn't want to open up the church to the people that was in the flood in Houston, all the way to Creflo Dollar and the other dude that was exposing himself to little kids in the congregation.
Who was that? What was his name, man?
Atlanta.
Bishop.
I don't know.
Bishop Long. Bishop Long.
Oh yeah, Bishop Long Dick.
Come on,
I remember that dude.
Bishop Long, bro.
And let's talk about these pastor names for like these mega churches and shit. Y'all need to stop. Like, why is your name Creflo Dollar?
Dollar, who preaches the prosperity gospel. The more you give, the more you shall receive.
Just cause the world don't have it, don't mean you can't have it.
Creflo Dollar's sermons pack his 8,500-seat megachurch. His ministry has prospered with satellite churches in at least a dozen states and hundreds of thousands of online followers.
I am the resurrection.
Dollar owns this multi-million-dollar mansion and condo. In March, his website asked the faithful to help him buy something else.
To give contributions of $300 or more.
A $65 million Gulfstream G650 jet, the top of the line in luxury air travel.
Like, you literally have what you want to talk, what you need in your name.
Exactly.
Dollar.
What you go ask people for, it's in your name, and you're like, hey, it's no big deal.
Rappers. That's like
right.
That's like Moneybagg Yo.
Like, bro,
became a pastor.
He missed the boat on that one, man. He should have been like CEO for Dollar Bill Records or some shit, man. You missed the ball on that one. But people are following him, man. People are following him off his name alone. And you've been there for those meetings that they have, like usually like Sunday nights or something like that, where they go over the numbers of the books or whatever the hell, you know. And you could see in those books, like what it did for the church that I went to back when I used to go to church. You know, they paid for the pastor's house. They paid for the pastor's, you know, the lights, the gas, everything in the pastor's house, you know, almost to the point where when my pastor at that time had gotten a new truck, he had to explain how he got, I don't know if he had to, but he chose to explain how he got it.
Husband first. Don't confuse what I do with who I am. What I do is I pastor God's people. Who I am is a husband and a father, and I'll do anything to honor them.
Right now, 6 on the defense, a pastor at a local megachurch stands up for buying his wife a $200,000 Lamborghini.
You know, yeah, I went with this financial company and everything was good because I guess he just wanted to just let y'all know, smooth the things over. I didn't take no money from the church and buy this. And it was a decent truck. You know, it was like a Chevy GMC. It wasn't nothing major, you know. So it was like he just wanted to smooth things over and let everybody know this is from my money, not from y'all's. And I understand that, you know, excuse me. But I feel that money goes a long way within the church, not just keeping the church's doors open, but to keep the pastor's lights on as well. And what everything you named is why they give the money, because again, laziness. We don't want to go out there and do for other people or do for other organizations. So if we give our money, our hard-earned money, that it's hard for us to separate with, you know, so we're going to give 50 or 100 or however we can give. And that makes us feel fine. And it makes us feel as if we have blessings coming because we've given some of our blessings away, which is really the reason why we're doing it. We're not doing it because we're supposed to. We're doing it because we think we're getting something, get a gift. Right, to something back in return, which is a
fucking gift.
Yeah, to get something shitty. I mean, that's a shitty way to think, to do about it.
Fucking sucks, yo.
But
yo,
bro.
God, we are so dumb.
Yeah,
they really do like feed on vulnerable people, bro. Like the sick. Like you ever seen like they be like, yeah, we got a cure all COVID potion. You give us $200 donation to the church and we're going to sell you this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to help you with protecting yourself from COVID.
Yeah.
And imagine if you got someone that's like, you know, easily persuadable.
Manipulated.
Or they might be, you know, they could be manipulated. Or they really believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is people's trust, man.
Right.
And then they send you this fucking money and shit, and then you give them nothing but water with a little sugar in it. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that somebody made in the back of their fucking kitchen. And then they go out there, no mask on. Next thing you know, they dead on COVID on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, and these niggas don't give a fuck. Nigga, they have no conscience. Like, ain't nothing, there's nothing more gangster in the world than a motherfucker that will take your money and don't give a fuck about no consequences on it because they're protected by saying that I'm part of the church, man.
Right.
Like, that's some real evil fucking shit.
You said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
But on the flip side of that too, not even the flip, but the worst part about that is that God hasn't punished those people yet. Like they've been doing this shit for ages. And for you to, but now before you say that, I don't know that. Because I know a lot of people listening to be like, you don't know that for sure. Bro, they're still rich. Like what are they going through? Like their daughter hates them. Like their uncle or their nephew is on drugs or some shit. Like that ain't no, he's still rich. He's still running the world and running. Just like Fearless says, people are giving him their money. That's enough. Mm-hmm. Like that's enough. Like God hasn't stopped those people yet. And they've been doing it for the longest time. Like what's going on? That makes me feel like, well, I'm sorry, 1 second. That makes me feel like maybe they're doing something right. That like they have television. They're on TV, bro. Not YouTube, my nigga. You know?
They're on the tubes.
Yes.
What's the name of the TV channel?
I think it
may TV channel.
Yeah, I think it's CBN.
Yeah, something
Christian Broadcast
mad
Network.
silly like that. Yeah, I think that is it. And they on TV all day. They even got movies, nigga. That's like Jesus focused movies,
Word,
like Halloween movies, but it's like Jesus like focused, like
it's like
I don't know,
Left Behind Part 8 and shit, you know.
Yeah, or
Kirk Cameron.
Like Atlas Lost or whatever that fucking weird ass movie was, like shit like that. Like talking about trains and shit. Yeah. Trains is the last hope and shit about conservatism and all this weird ass shit. And like these niggas be like on there like in the half of the way the movie. Did you donate to God this week? Did you give your 10%? 10%?
Right.
Yeah. God, if you hear me, please, I know you listening because I believe in you. Wayne don't. But God, if you out there, please, and I know I ain't shit neither, but just strike these heathens down. And you know he do. That's what I'm saying. But it's not like, it's not the way that we think we should see it. We should see this nigga get liquefied on TV. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I mean.
Down.
But God can do that. He's done that before, right? Like, that's the thing. So I feel like God is like your parents. You ever you grew up with siblings, right? Have you ever been like, your siblings have hit you and it piss you off and you get mad and you can't hit them. But as soon as you go hit them, mom and dad want to get mad at you. But as soon as your siblings or you piss mom and dad off, they're immediate. Don't sit down if I whip you. That's what God is. God is like, he gets angry when he wants to get angry. So all the shit that we're seeing here, he's like shrugging his shoulders about. But yes, like you said, I want to see him liquefy some people, man. I feel like some people do deserve it. Like he turned somebody into a pillar of salt for turning, and looking at their past life as Sodom and Gomorrah. Do that shit here. There's like a lot of people like rapists, murderers, killers, and we just make up excuses. It's just God's will. Come on, man. Come on, do something with these
So-
pastors, man.
Well, there's no peace in this house of worship. New Era Detroit stages a protest that turns into a brawl.
So this is my thing. And you know what? I'm not even going to defend it because the fake religious episode, I defended it. And we're going to do a part 2 to that. Shit, we might do part 3.
Part 3, yeah.
Like the fucking blueprint out here or some shit. Like, seriously.
Like the
because
Saw
it's
movies,
so much,
dog.
so vast. Yeah, right. So, but what I'm saying is like, I'm not going to really defend none of that because I don't know. I'm just speaking conjecture. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Right, yeah.
Us as human beings, the way that we think always in the cause and effect. If you do some shit gonna happen. It might not happen today, but eventually it's gonna happen. Most times when you murder sometimes when you murder somebody, you get caught, right?
Mm-hmm.
Depending on depending now. I would say more now. But I would say this. If you believe in the afterlife, you know they're gonna get something worse than you could ever imagine.
Right.
In your mind, you can't imagine. We don't know how bad this person's afterlife is going to be. You feel me? But if the afterlife doesn't exist, it's like, why are we all not shitty people? If we all collectively like, yo, you know what? The afterlife doesn't exist. We don't believe in hell. Why don't we just do like the worst shit ever? Because we can get away with it because the only consequence is death. And that's guaranteed for everybody. I think.
Go ahead. No.
My answer to that is because of religion. In all forms and fashion. Almost every religion, I believe, has some type of afterlife. And if you fucking do bad shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the pastors, y'all are in for some real, rides in y'all eyeballs while you alive type of afterlife shit. If you stealing money from people, certainly the poor and the unknowing.
When it comes to finances and stewarding finances, we handle money. You can start to think wrong thoughts about money. How to handle it, how to steward it, how to give, when not to give. Emotional about money. Directly connected to money. I would put a gun to their head to take their money. Connected to money. Connected with money. Bad, not tithing every time God told us to tithe. We've all committed sins connected to money. Well, guess what? God's not going to give you the $1 million when he can't trust you with it. See, my ministry is bringing in millions of dollars. This is not a brag. It's finances. A lot of money. But God's given financial prosperity. And the devil does not want you to prosper. Sowing into ministries, sowing into churches, sowing into projects for financial increase. Streams of income. It's the financial realm. Tithing opportunities. Anytime. So if you're thinking wrong about your money, putting your money up, that's controlling my finances. I've had 2 6-figure gifts given to this ministry in the last year. I'm financially increasing. Not tithing when I'm supposed to tithe.
Everybody's flawed. Nobody got Jesus on the 101 conversation like that. Be careful. And do not be giving your hard-earned money to people if they're not helping other people with it. You just see this motherfucker. Real quick thing. My pastor that I used to go to in Atlanta, he had... it's called Elizabeth Baptist Church, big church in Atlanta. They got like 6 locations, man.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so they got a location in South Atlanta where I used to go. I used to live in East Point off Stand Road, and I used to go to that one because it was close. He had another location though in like Duluth. So after my service at 9, he would fly to the Duluth location. You heard what I just said?
You said fly?
He would fly.
Now, do you mean literally fly or fly like zoom on the road and hurry up?
Nigga, like fly in the air in a helicopter. So he had a helicopter. He would go off the stage and jump onto the helicopter and fly on the helicopter to Duluth to go to the next pastor, to go to his next sermon. That's some pimp shit.
Damn, man.
Imagine that's a pimp shit.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I had to say, man. I just, God damn, that's some pimp shit. I can't wait to get to that level. All right.
So to go back to what you said, though, I feel like with good pastors, I feel like before you become a good pastor, you're a good person. And I think when you decide to become a pastor, I think you just kind of want to spread the love and spread what showed you love. And I think for some people, like you say, it may start out that way. it may start out like they have their shoes on the right feet. They want to, you know, get everybody on the right path. But once money starts coming and becoming involved and it's an amount that you've never seen before, things might change. Like expect things to change. And, it's like Phyllis said, don't put too much trust into people. Cause at the end of the day, pastors are just people who just know the Bible better than you. That's it. And because we're too lazy to really study like we're supposed to, they capitalize off of that. But at the end of the day, they are just human beings like the rest of us. They sin like the rest of us. You know, they're just like us. Don't put too much faith into people, and put your faith where you want to put it in. You know, if you're a godly person, put it in God. Don't put it too much in man, because man is going to fail you always.
Yep. And don't send nobody no fucking money, because ain't nobody.
Man.
You give them a little bit, a couple of hours, but you know, if you want to help somebody, how about you just go to like your local women's shelter? You know what I'm saying? Or your local homeless shelter and give them the money directly.
Right.
You don't got to go through no intermediary and all that shit. You don't got to go through no middleman. Nah, work with the connect, nigga. Go directly to the connect. That's how big bosses do it.
Yeah.
Don't be giving it to the pimp. The pimp going, next time you see that pimp, they're going to have some Gucci belts on. You sitting here wearing Hanes and shit. This nigga wearing Versace drawers.
Word, man.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, you should swag up too. All right, man. Let's go ahead and end it, bro. So.
All right, man. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap it up, man. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of You Feel Me podcast. We greatly appreciate it. You can find this audio and all our other audios on the You Feel Me podcast.com. That is our own personal website, man. You can listen to all our past and previous audios, man. And you can also find us on YouTube. Type in You Feel Me podcast. You can see our beautiful faces, man. You can see us fight it out and duke it out. You know, thank you guys for listening to that as well. Anywhere your free podcasts are sold, that is where you can find the You Feel Me podcast, man. We stream on YouTube 11 a.m. every Friday. You guys, please listen. Follow us on all the social medias. On Twitter, we are on You Feel Me Cast. You know, we be wilding out on Twitter. Y'all catch us on that. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Hit us with that fire emoji, man. Let us know what you think about the topics that we're speaking on. Let us know how you feel, because we want you guys to listeners. We want to know how you feel too. You know, talk to us on those comments, and man, we'll talk back to you guys, man. Fearless, am I missing anything, man? I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions, you can hit us up on email at questions@youfeelmepodcast.com. Put the link in the bio below. No matter where you're listening to it, the motherfuckers got bios, descriptions and shit.
All right, man. Peace. Thank y'all, man. Have a good night.